Hello everyone, it's Billie Jane here with PCAL Financial Group, Partnership in Creating a Legacy. I love to work with families in creating a knowledge legacy using the gift of education and our ESPs. I'm also really passionate about helping families create a hedge of protection around their families using insurance. And then finally, I love to help those of you who are business owners not only protect your business legacies, but also enhance your legacies using some creative insurance strategies. Now, what day is it today? I'm thrilled. It's another Tip Tuesday, and I am here with another tip of the week. Now, I've started a series called Walk and Talk Legacy, and I usually do those on Mondays. And this past Walk and Talk Legacy discussion was about those legacy decisions, how they germinate for a varying amount of time. And when we're talking about legacy decisions, they may germinate for generations, right? Before you see the fruit. So I want to continue this discussion around decisions and focus today on protecting your legacy. And what are those, or what is that legacy decision that you're making today that protects your families for decades, okay? And this one is actually quite different. I like to as I'm learning more and getting some more revelation, I want to turn things a bit on its head. We've heard of the case of, being in the airplane, and they always say, put your gas mask on first before you put the mask on your children, right? That means take care of yourself before you can take care of others. You're no good to anyone when you're not here. Similar kind of strategy I'm talking about as we talk about protecting your legacy. And there's so many decisions we need to make. There's so many things, so many protection strategies we need to use. But I encourage you to think wisely about your decisions and to think about where your risk is highest and to make sure you're putting your gas mask on first, okay? So, with that in mind, my suggestion is to prioritize living benefits first and then expand outwards towards death benefits, which is traditional life insurance, which people are like, what? Billie Jane, your legacy, you're all talking legacy. Isn't that generational thinking about our family? Absolutely. We need to do that. That's got to be part of your strategy. But there's so many things we need to. We have to do things in sequence, in order. And as far as I'm concerned, as I learn more, we need to first put a hedge of protection around these living bodies, ourselves, right now, in the here and now. Let's talk about this. This is going to be a bit of a longer conversation, so bear with me, okay? Hang in there with me. So, when we talk about what is the likelihood of you transitioning prematurely, and what's premature? Age 65. Quite frankly, if we're thinking biblically speaking, we know we reached a ripe age if we're 70, that's 70 years, right? But let's just go with age 65, all right? So if we transition prematurely, which is age 65, which is what they typically look at when they talk insurance and insurance stats, what is the likelihood? Now let's consider, I'm not telling you my real age. Let's just say I'm 45, okay? So a 55-year-old healthy woman who is not smoking, so not compromising my health. I am the average 45-year-old woman, okay? The likelihood of me transitioning prematurely is 4%, statistically speaking, 4%. Now, what is the likelihood of me getting a critical illness? I know the stats when it comes to, cancer. They say 1 in 2 in some cases. Like the person sitting beside you, between you and that other person, one of you is going to be, succumbing to a cancer, okay? But when I run the numbers that, they've got calculators that estimate for me, 45-year-old healthy woman, non-smoker, about 16%. Much higher than me transitioning before age 65, right? Let's go a step further. What's the likelihood that I may get injured or I'm unable to work for an extended period of time because of, let's say, my critical illness, which quite frankly is the larger reason why people cannot work for an extended period of time? What is the chance of that happening before age 65? 35%? So my risk is highest there. Yet, I am not protecting that. I am worrying about that 4% likelihood. Do you see that? So I encourage you to now start to look at, wait a minute, let me put a hedge of protection where there's greater risk. Now, when it comes to insurance, I want to keep it real simple. What is insurance? It's you tapping into some money ahead of time, like if you need it, in case of the unexpected. So I like to call it a communal reserve fund, and it buys you time until you build up your own, okay? So if I have a disability, I find myself disabled prematurely, and I can't work for an extended period of time, what is that going to do to my ability to earn an income? What is that going to do for the ability for my family to live today? Because I'm still here. I cannot cash in on that policy, okay? The one where I need to pass first. I'm still here. How is my family going to continue to eat month to month? How am I going to ensure that I continue to get an earning? That's disability. If I get a critical illness, that costs money. What if there's some care that I want to pursue? I want to take control of my own health. And I don't want to be forced to, let's say, do traditional things. I want to consider some other alternative strategies. I want to make sure my family's okay. I want to make sure I've got things to help manage my family if I need some childcare, or I need some help at home, or I need to have my house cleaned, cooking, all those kind of things, so that I don't need to worry. I can just focus on getting better because I'm still here. Critical illness will help you with that. So I challenge you to think about making sure you have those kind of protections in place first. Put your gas mask on first. Make sure that you can continue to live today, because more likely than not, you will be here today and tomorrow. But you may not always be healthy today and tomorrow. And what impact does that have to your ability to build up this beautiful legacy that you want to create, right? What's the likelihood of that happening? So we do that first. And then if you got that in place, now we're thinking multi-generational, and we're making sure that if anything should happen, we can make sure that there is an incredible future for our survivors or whoever we want to leave our money to. And this is especially important for those of us in communities where we face a wealth gap that has systemically been put in place. And unfortunately, for so many of us, that wealth gap continues to extend year by year. Well, guess what? Some of these strategies are helping to compress that wealth gap. But we need to be here. We need to be able to live today, right? So that's what I encourage you guys to think about. It's a little bit different from what you may always hear about. I'm challenging you to think about living benefits first. I wish I did. I wish I did. In my youth, I wish I did. In my youth, I wish my dad did. And good news, people. You can do it for your kids, but make sure you do it for yourself first. You are the income earner. You are the one providing a future. So make sure that your ability to provide is protected. So that's what I wanted to share for this week. A bit of a longer one. I'm hoping you found it insightful. I'm hoping you went, let me think about this. And are challenged to ask some more questions. You've got more for me? Feel free, please reach out. You can contact me here on social media or on my website, pcalfinancialgroup.ca, or info@pcalfinancialgroup.ca. I would love to help you, support you, answer your questions, be of service. Sending all of my best, and I'm looking forward to see you next week with another tip of the week. Bye.